Hey, how you doing today? It is me, Captain Energy, and today we're taking a look at the MPC sound expansion that was released earlier this week, or I guess last week now, because today's Sunday. Anyway, sorry. But last week, AKAI released an update to the MPC line. Aside from releasing an update to the operating system, they released a 6 synthesizer pack at a cost of $500. Now, that price has sent ripples through the internet. A lot of people are thinking, what the heck, AKAI? $500, that's pretty steep. And I kind of agree that it is kind of steep. And I think personally, in my opinion, if I were the one doing this, I would have said $250 for the whole pack, $300 if you buy them individually, $50 per synth. I think that's a reasonable number. These do sound very good, but I don't think they sound $150 each good, in my opinion. That's kind of interesting that they went that high for the individual items, where $500 it's almost a 50% savings to buy the whole pack. Maybe that's why they did it at $500. I'm not really sure. But anyway, what I'm going to do in these videos is I'm going to go through them one instrument at a time. And when I say one instrument at a time, I mean one, for example, Studio Strings this time. Next time I might go through the organ, different. I'm going to go through each instrument so that we kind of have an idea of what's going on and whether it's worth purchasing to you. The thing here that I find most interesting is that they didn't up the number of plugins you can use. You can still only use 8 of them at a time. And with so many choices, I think that was maybe a mistake to not bump that up just a little bit, maybe to 12. Let us push the processor a little more. That's just my thought. Or maybe they're just trying to artificially limit the capabilities. They don't want us to run out of headroom type thing, Anyway, let's take a look at Studio Strings. This is a beautiful sounding string synth. This is the initial sound dynamic section here. And now this, I'm triggering these notes with my MPK Mini, just so you know, in case you're wondering why you're not seeing me touch the pads over here. I am right below the MPC right over here. I just prefer actual keys as opposed to trying to trigger and play from here. You can go either way, however you prefer to use these sounds. That's your call. In this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this down into 3 sections in the description. The first part would be the description, the overall kind of what we just did, the intro. And then we're going to hit the orchestral, the chamber, and the solo instruments. There are quite a few instruments in each section, and I thought that it would be annoying for me to just drone through the entire thing. And I figured I'd let you be able to jump to a particular section you might want to using the navigation part on the description. So, all right, without further ado, let's get into it. We'll start with orchestral. All right, so in orchestral, you can see that the way they've arranged these sounds, when I'm using this menu anyway, is really nice. It's a 16-item grid. Okay, so you can quickly calculate that there are 16, 32 plus 2 more, 34 sounds in this library. You can just go through them just by tapping the sound, and it will load up the next version. I'm just going through one by one here and slow strings. This one has a slow attack. darkish strings. Serious? Let's go for momentum. All right, here's Pandemic. I don't know why they'd pick a name like Pandemic. Can hear that underlying tremolo. Here are sampler strings. Soft formant pad. Here's fast formant pad. Taped strings. This kind of sounds like a mellotron. Gramophone. Kind of sounds crunchy, like old 1920s, 1950s. Stum, I think, is how you say this one. S-T-U-M-M. Here's legato. Portamento. It's interesting because it seems to almost know where I want portamento to fall. It's kind of cool. Bendy violins. Long portamento above F3. So let's tap this up a couple. Very creepy. Large staccato. Loading still, sorry. Some of these sounds, by the way, while I'm at it, I'll just mention some of them do take a moment to load. You'll notice the activity bar going on up here. If they I'll bring this back to a normal pitch. Let's see, soft staccato. Staccato portamento. Workstation staccato. So natural pizzicato. And this one also takes a moment to load. See it happening right here, the loading. I don't know if you can tell. Yes, you can see it on screen. Okay. Bright pizzicato. Echocato. This one I thought was pretty cool. Dodgy pizzicato. Natural tremolo. That's the modulation wheel I'm playing with for a moment there. Here's tremolo fade. Nice build up tremolo type. Soft tremolo pad. Now, all of these sounds, by the way, can be tweaked by you. This one's very, this opera tapes. Velocity changes it quite a bit. It's just a normal playing velocity for me. That's a little harder velocity. Here's a smooth violins. Here's smooth violas. Pretty nice. Now here's smooth cellos. These are where I start to... I love the sound of a cello. All right, and here we go for smooth basses. Now I'm going to drop down one octave because this really kind of... really benefits from it. And the reason I say that, by the way, is because this keyboard only has 25 keys, so I've only got 2 octaves to play with, really. Normally, I'd just do it and you wouldn't hear me because I'd have 61 keys on my highest keyboard, a 61-key keyboard. But since I am on the 25 key, I kind of have to pay attention to where I am, sort of on the keyboard, basically, where I am within the keys. So, all right. All right, well, that completes the first section here. So now we're going to go on to the next section, which is chamber. All right, so we'll start with smooth chamber. Here we go. All right, here's the attack chamber. Here's rustic chamber. You can hear the kind of aged sound of it. It has like a... has a different kind of vibe, I feel like. Soft formant. Here's soft warm pad. Bright synth pad. Here's soft chamber. Bright synth chords. Here's legato. Here's portamento. Here's staccato. All right, here's soft staccato. You can hear it's missing the bright ends cut a little more. Staccato synthesizer. All right, here's pizzicato. All right, here's formant pizzicato. Here's coda pizzicato. Here's tremolo. Slow tremolo. Here's tremolo pad. Be great for a soundtrack. And now we're down to the single instruments again. Here's violins. Here's violas. Cellos. And of course, basses, which I'm going to drop down again in an octave. All right. Well, that gets us through the chamber patches. So now we're going to go into the solo patches. All right, here we are on solo patches. Now, solo patches has a little short batch of patches here also. All right, so we'll start with quartet. Here's quartet attack. Here's quartet pad. Here's quattro synth. Here's In the Fog. Wow, that quattro synth really hangs on, doesn't it? That's pretty cool. All right, here's In the Fog. You can just feel the ominous. Oh, so good. here's legato. Here's portamento. It's nice little slides in there. Here's some staccato. Here's soft staccato. Scratchy staccato. You hear the like bow kind of like rough. All right, pizzicato. Pretty nice. Pizzicorn. Here's tremolo. This reminds me of like a part of a song that just leads up to something scary, you know? Or sad. Maybe exciting. I don't know. Right, here's dark tremolo pad. And now we're under the single instruments again, but we have two variations of each. Here's violin 1. Here's violin 2. Here's viola 1. Listen to that. Here's viola 2. Here's cello 1. Here's cello 2. Here's contrabass 1. here's contrabass 2. And that is all of the instruments that are built in. Now let's take a look at the actual interface here so we can see what's going on. We're going to go back to the beginning here. I'm going to hit init so we can go to the basic initialized instrument. And now let's go to the editor, which is right down here, edit instrument. And as you can see, here we are at the interface. It looks a lot, in my opinion, like a Native Instruments type instrument. Just really beautiful and pretty much self-explanatory, which is kind of awesome. I'm really happy to see that kind of an interface on here, because there are so many interfaces that we've got to learn as musicians as it is, that to have them be complicated and convoluted is just, I feel like, almost not even really an option. It doesn't give us much to work with. We have to actually learn another interface. It's just a pain. Where on a lot of the MPC interfaces are very similar. They may be more beautiful, that type of thing, but the interface themselves are pretty similar. Like if I tab around here, you can see that the knobs don't really move much. This part's a little different than usual. And here's just more knobs, but they're broken into categories, so you can kind of see what's going on too. So that's kind of nice. It's not just one big screen with a million knobs on it and you are left to try and find the different sections and navigate your way around. So let's take a look here. We have players. What have we got for players? Okay, right now we are set on all. So we have all of we've got the bass, cello, viola, violin. If I turn this, I can go to violin, with the data wheel that is. I can go to viola, we can go to cello, bass. So you have everything or one individual instrument. Then you can choose whether they're, right here we have orchestral, chamber, or solo. Those are your options. So if I go solo all, or you go chamber all, or we go orchestral all, we also have the style, marcato, a marcato. We have sustain, marcato. We have staccato down and up, staccato down, staccato up, pizzicato 1 and 2, pizzicato 1, pizzicato 2, tremolo, and that's everything. So if we go to like down and up on staccato, now you can tweak these even outside of their polyphony. I'm going to explain polyphony real quick. Right now it's set to 50. This device as a whole has 192 voices of polyphony. So this is using up 50 right now. That's a pretty healthy chunk. It depends also how it's played, depends how many layers there are, and if you're using all or an individual instrument. But this can safely be turned down quite a bit. As far as I could tell, I've dropped it down as low as 20. And really not noticed any issues with my playing style. I'm not sure how they're exactly calculating voices, except for that I know per note. If you were doing a true orchestral composition here, maybe you do need more. I don't know. I don't write for orchestra, though I do like the sound of orchestra music. All right. So then down here we have dynamics foreman. Can tweak any of these. As you know, with the editors, usually the 1, 2, 3, 4 will apply to these knobs here, or you can select each one manually and use the data wheel, okay, to change the values. But you can make these into, gosh, you could do a lot of things. Yeah, there are a lot of things you can do with this instrument, at least what I've seen so far. That's pitch bend value. We'll leave that at 3 is good. Aftertouch, mod wheel, I'm not going to touch those. I don't need to. Legato is interesting. You can adjust legato by dragging these guides around. Okay, like this will tell you that the portamento starts here, and glide is off up here, and then down here, glide is slow, glide is fast right here, and glide is off up there. So you can set these ranges so that you can have different effects, basically. Okay, and it's all based on velocity, it looks like. I feel like I need to play with this one more to really figure out how that all works. Here's the EQ. We have the flavor up here, which I think is interesting name. But you can change the kind of the type of instrument it plays through, or the chamber it plays through. Megaphone. Kind of sounds like something you use in a hip-hop track or a rap track. Maybe not that, but the sound itself. Let's go one step further here. Let's go to delay and reverb. Now over here, you can get even, this is where you add all the the crazy add-on stuff. You can turn off flavor here, which we were just on that screen. So I can decide if I want that on or not. But I can change the ambiance right down here to different areas. So I can say I want it to sound like it's in a bright space. Okay. Maybe I want it to sound like it's in the studio. Not hearing a lot of difference here. That's because the mix is down. There we go. Let's fix that. So this thing's quite versatile as far as what you can get out of it. Is it for you? Only you can decide that, really, but I quite like it. I've always had a soft spot for strings and brass. Those are my two favorite kind of orchestral instruments. Woodwind's pretty cool, but I feel like the one string always makes me feel like I can feel the emotion off the strings, and I can feel the energy off the brass. If you like the instrument, let me know what you think. If you don't like the instrument, let me know what you think also. Is it worth the kind of money they're asking for it to you? It kind of was to me. I think $500 I think is steep, but well, one, how else are you going to add actual synthesizers to the MPC? I don't know. As far as I know, they aren't opening up the development of synthesizers to other contributors. So it's not like I could personally, as a developer myself, it's not like I could get their development kit and write my own synth and be like, oh, hey, guys, I wrote this free 303 for this, but that's just, the way it is. It's a closed environment. It would be almost like if Apple said with the iPhone, hey, we got this really cool thing, but only we can write software for it. And they could have done that. That's where the MPC 1 is at right now. If you'd like to see that change, I mean, we could kind of petition MPC, or AKAI rather, to release the development kit so we could, get other developers involved in creating sounds for it and synthesizers. Not sounds necessarily, because that's already being done as samples, but as far as creating synthesizers for it, that's a possibility, I think. I think maybe we could work something out with AKAI, and maybe they'd even have a developer program where, for $50 a year you can develop for it, and if you sell anything, they get a piece of it. Maybe they get 10% or something. Whereas, it's not free to the developer, but at the same time, it can be free if you're not charging anything for it. Then they don't take anything for it. So you're just asking for maybe donations to subsidize your development license and your development time, whereas you're not selling the actual product per se. Anyway, so that's that instrument. I hope you liked it. I think it's cool. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did, let me know. If you didn't like it, let me know also. I'm always looking to improve, so if there's something you think blatantly stands out as not good for a reason, let me know. I would love to fix it. Definitely subscribe if you want to support the channel. I would really appreciate it. And I will talk to you all in the next one. Have a great day. Be safe. Make some music and enjoy your MPC. Regardless of whether you have the new sounds or not, this thing is a beast. And there's nothing stopping it from making awesome music just as it is. All right. Take care. Bye.